What's going on, nerds, and welcome to your least favorite unboxing show. And we are going over the Key Light Air from Elgato. Tech! Quick shout out to Elgato for sending this out and letting us unbox and review it. I'm sure people have seen this already, but it is nice to have the opportunity to get our hands on it, test it out, see if we like it, and be one with the reviews as well as unboxing. And we got our blade here, and we're going to rip this bad boy open. Opened with one tab. It's in there pretty snug. There we go, that is it. Just the giant carton that came out. I'll show you exactly how it came out right here, just like this. And it seems like it gave you this giant piece of cardboard with a print on it. You're not gonna see that as instructions. Cool, I guess, if you wanna hang it up, I don't know. Got this little white box, and this is the mounting stuff, a weird looking power adapter, and a bunch of other stuff that looks like screws and nonsense. All right, we will get to that. I want the fun stuff, and the fun stuff is wrapped with this fill paper. The base. The actual light is a little lighter. It's actually still pretty heavy. And then we just have this extension rod and an empty carton. And that is everything in the box. So quick first impressions, it does seem like it has a nice build quality. I really enjoy it, honestly. I mean, it's small and I'm sure it packs a punch, but we'll find out, obviously. I'm not sure exactly how to set it up yet, but we will for sure set it up and turn it on. So on the back of the light, we have a screw port that will probably attach to the rod with an adapter that was in the little white box. And then the power cable actually sits right above that towards the top of the center of the light. I'm worried that I'm gonna see wires, but I think they have, yes they do, they have built-in wire management into the support rod, so that was a good feature by Elgato right there. The base has a little piece of plastic. We're just gonna peel that off and enjoy the one moment that we have with our plastic. It's just so beautiful every time. And there she is. It's just like a big plate of, I don't even know. It's just heavy. It's just, all right, so we're gonna set this thing up. Stick around and we will go over it more in depth. All right, as you can see, I have the light set up behind my computer screens here. You could raise the height of the light. So the light switch, power switch, and it does that, it turns off and then it'll turn back on, it says. Ooh, how nice. So I'm gonna turn off all my lights and we're gonna see how this looks. So that is with all the lights off. And I have to say, I'm really digging the ambiance in here. So this is what it looks like at first before we go into any of the settings. Right now with a real camera, I'm having trouble getting some really nice lighting. So I feel like if I just adjust the settings, I could probably bring out some really nice studio lighting. Now most cameras you have will probably be on automatic settings, so you don't really have to worry about manipulating a camera settings. But for me, I like to use a real camera when I do stuff like this. So being able to adjust my lighting is very important to me. I'm just gonna turn on my lights so I can see the balance between having no lights on in the room versus having a light only, like the key light shining on you. So no lights around the room, key light only. And this is with the key light with my lights. This is white light. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to turn off the key light. So that's without the key light. So honestly, there's a big difference. Obviously, I have less light in my room over here. You can see how much light we lost. So I'm gonna turn it back on. Look how much more detail that adds. So I'm really excited to go dabble with the settings, so let's get right to it. And we have the key light set up with it connected to my computer and my phone currently. And this is about 60% brightness with no room lights on right now. I have no other lights on, just the key light air. And I'm gonna crank it up to 100% brightness, and that is just the key light air, 100% brightness, no lights on. I mean, it could be better, but it is good for most people, especially people with newer cameras. I think shooting 60 frames per second, because you lose a lot of light when you do that, I think it still will perform really nice with a lot of these newer cameras or even phones. In the grand scheme of things, the lighting actually looks pretty nice just for this one light on by itself. I definitely recommend 100% brightness. I think it's too dark without that, without other lights around you. I think kudos to Elgato for creating even a smaller version of their more powerful light Maybe I would prefer the powerful light if I had more space, but I really don't have much more space, so I think the bigger light would have been too much for the desk, and I think that having the option to not even desk mount the smaller light, but just having a smaller light on a base stand that just sits on your desk itself is a much better option for most people with limited amount of space. Having this option for their customers is really nice. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have 100% brightness, and I'm gonna turn on my lights in my room. Obviously not everybody has the lights that I have, but just to simulate a better lighting situation with the key light air at 100%, this is what it would look like. So much brighter, and honestly it's a really nice shot now. And if we turn the key light air off, I really can't shoot in this condition pretty much at all. I would really have to abuse the camera and crank it up to the point where it's just gonna look like a mess, and I probably would have to turn on these studio lights back here. But with the key light air, it just makes it life that much easier. Just switch one thing on and bam, we're good to go. So thank you for watching this section of the video. We're gonna break down the score and the reasons why right now.
In the past, we didn't have to worry too much about video quality, given that recording technology just wasn't all that advanced. However, now that everyone has some type of 1080p recording device available, the picture can look like it was recorded 10 years ago without proper lighting. There's a significant difference when it comes to products available, so today, we are going to take a look at the Elgato Key Light Air. With its compact design and easy to set up features, this could very well be the best lighting available for your streams. It's easy to see just how sturdy the Key Light Air is once you get it in your hands. The rubber below the base does a great job keeping the unit in place without allowing it to wobble around too much. However, the unit is still a little heavy at the top, so if you hit it by accident or you move something, it might have a chance of falling over and wobbling. The size of the Key Light Air is a huge plus. It just makes it easy to get into tight spots of a cluttered desk or fit perfectly on that smaller desk. Ultimately, those with limited space will find this product to be extremely easy to set up without taking away space that they don't really have. The Key Light Air has a great aesthetic that will appeal to those who are trying to create a home studio setup. The cable management system works really nicely all the way down to the base. It's also worth mentioning that the light comes with multiple types of plug and outlet adapters, depending on your outlet shape, which is a nice little bonus. Although the power cable is a decent length, I wouldn't have complained if it was a little longer. I personally had a bit of trouble mounting the light to the pole stand, but it could have just been me. Regardless, the entire setup was painless and pretty easy to manage. Thankfully, setting up the light and connecting it to my computer and phone provided a similarly smooth experience, and I was quickly adjusting the settings to my liking after plugging everything in. There are a few different features on the light, one of my favorites being the temperature adjustment that allowed me to customize the tone with warmer colors. It almost gave off a relaxing ambiance during long play sessions and didn't really become a distraction. However, one thing that I'll mention is that this light does what it was built to do, which means you are pretty limited to vlogs or streaming. Those who spend time with photography and professional video will find that the light just isn't as bright as some other options out there. Which leads me to my next point. Assuming that most people don't have baller cameras to pick up the slack on lighting corrections, I would suggest picking up another Key Light Air. If your room lighting is inadequate to make a lighting pair on your desk, one for the left and one for the right. Without two, I really worry that one won't do all the work you really expect it to. Given that the price for one unit is about $120, you're looking at around $250 after taxes for a pair. The regular model key light, the larger one, begins at $220 after taxes. So you can make your judgments on what is a better deal and how you want your setup to look like and feel. If you have the space on your desk, the mounted key light, the larger one, will be a great option to get those brighter tones and more professional appeal. But if you're just looking to jump in and start streaming, the Key Light Air is definitely a phenomenal product at a great price. It's perfect for those looking to boost the visual quality of their streams. It fits in almost any space no matter how cluttered, and it's incredibly easy to set up. Noisy Pixel is giving the Key Light Air an A-. Thank you for watching. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all of our future content.